Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you have been following me, you know that I have studied more than I ever studied in the past 2 years since moving to Germany. I have spent at least 2/3 of each day and night studying, which amounts to approximately 10,000 hours or more. How did I have this much time to study? I had just finished my Master's LLM in the United Kingdom through Chevening Scholarship Program. I won the DAD scholarship and then moved to Germany for my second master degree and decided to live here in Frankfurt. Following 2 bachelor and 2 master degrees, I still give as much time to reading, writing, and studying as possible. Now, if I'm going to spend this much time studying, I should study as efficiently as possible. So in this video, I will talk about some of my favorite study and reading methods that help me study more effectively and efficiently. It is important to do things before studying as a quick prerequisite. The most crucial factor is sleep, not just sleeping, but also getting a good night's sleep, followed by exercise and have a positive mindset. If you don't know me, my name is Sirat and I am studying my second master's degree in legal field here in Frankfurt, Germany. The Pomodoro Technique, which I cover in a lot of my videos, is the first topic we will discuss in today's video. Therefore, the Pomodoro method involves studying a set amount of time before taking a certain amount of time off for a break, and then restarting the cycle. This is a method that fights against procrastination in my case because it breaks down the overwhelming amount of work into smaller, more manageable chunks. Additionally, it provides you with a set of predetermined deep work and bricks that give you a body and mind a positive attitude and peace of mind working in your projects. By project, I mean anything such as studying, working, office work, learning, reading, writing, or whatever. The strategy I typically use is 25 minutes of studying followed by a 5-minute break, which is the most common approach and famous in the Pomodoro world. You study for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, study for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, study for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, study for 25 minutes, and then take a break of 25 minutes. After that, you are free to repeat these as many times as you would like, but that is essentially one Pomodoro block. You can gamify this strategy, which research shows improves performance, which is another great feature that I normally spice it up. You can get free apps like Forest and Timer and so many, and for every certain number of Pomodoro sessions you do in Forest, if you don't look at your phone, don't get distracted, or step away from your work, you will grow a little treat such as a tree from a forest. Let's say you do a 25-minute session, you will then be able to show off your little forest to other people and determine who has the largest one if you keep focusing and working. Additionally, I like this app, and this video is not sponsored by Forest or any other app. I like to try to complete approximately 10 Pomodoro sessions each day. So these breaks are very important to make you stop focusing and deep work and stay relaxed. If you start to clock off during these study times, it weakens your mental strength during the focus times for studying or deep concentration. It reduces the conditioning you are building up. Okay, when I am in this timer, when I am in this session, I'm gonna work hard and I'm gonna focus to study, to write, or whatever. So you are instilling in yourself. The whole point of the Pomodoro technique is to force your brain to think deeper and concentrate fully when it is like work, study time, or whatever. And then also relax when it's the break time or when you have like the 5-minute or the 25-minute to just cut from your deep focus world. During these breaks, what do? You can do whatever you want. Personally, I believe that doing something that doesn't involve what you have been doing is preferable. That means sitting in front of a computer or reading a book for a lot of us, right? So, what are our plans? we don't want to be sitting. That means we shouldn't sit in front of a computer, we shouldn't have our book to read, and we shouldn't be engaged with things that requires us to have, again, deep focus. Therefore, the best course of action would be to go for a walk, go outside, and engage in an activity that does not involve looking at a screen. I love to do yoga poses. I love to on the computer, I watch a funny YouTube clip that gives me energy and prepares me for the next rounds. The second option I liked the most is yoga pose. I am not a professional yoga master, but I actually have mastered these 20 poses learning from the internet. I have the link here, you can Google as well. Yoga poses gives me energy and it gives me full concentration when I return back to my work. Therefore, I will simply start moving my body. These poses are amazing. Please do it no matter what. When, where. I do these poses in the mornings. I do it after I run for some kilometers. I do it when I'm tired. I do it in the airports or on the planes during very, very long flights. So these poses are very important for me. Alternatively, you can browse the internet or watch videos on YouTube during the break sessions. I like to watch, as I said, funny movies that gives me energy and boosts my brain power, but not more than 5 minutes. But I do not recommend it in every break that you should just, watch funny movies. It's good to divide your breaks and do different tasks in each break to spice it up even a little bit more. For example, you can talk to your friends and family, go get a snack or do some push-ups or exercise. So divide it. For example, one break you do yoga, the other you take a snack, the other one you call your friend, the other one you do something else. The Be Focus Timer, a Mac app that I use, is available for purchase and also free. I use the free one that helps me totally without any problem. If you can get other free apps that are available, give it a try and see which one do you like. This is, by the way, not sponsored by BeFocus or any app at all. What I really like about the Pomodoro Technique or any timers are that once I hit the timer to start, I do nothing but work or study on what I am supposed to do, what I have booked this time. It is like an accountability partner, a mentor, a pusher. Look at millions of people who use Pomodoro Technique, the books, researches, and articles that are written and published about this. Anyways, I don't recommend any specific app, and this is not a sponsored either. Just find an app or do it with a timer on your phone as well. The most important thing is to study and take a study break. This could be 25-minute, 5-minute break, or 20-minute, 10-minute break, or 30-minute work and 15-minute break, or any other number you like. Tip number 2, it's called the Feynman Technique. I have made so many videos about the Feynman Technique because I love this person. So let's begin with a quote. Furthermore, this is a statement from Albert Einstein. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. By the way, who's Richard Feynman? Well, Richard Feynman was a well-known physicist and a teacher. Albert Einstein actually attended some of Feynman's lectures, according to the people. And Bill Gates count him as his teacher. But for what reason would they say they were students of this gentleman? First, he was an excellent teacher, and additionally, he was able to simplify extremely complex concepts, which contributed to his success as a teacher. That is exactly what the Feynman Technique is. Could you simplify some difficult concepts? Would a child understand your words? The expression, imagine you are talking to a 5-year-old, is frequently used. As a result, I am going to demonstrate the Feynman Technique here. First, identify the information. What do you want to learn? Second, how do you intend to teach others? Try to make this information as clear as possible for a friend. Avoid jargon. Now, did you encounter any difficulty explaining the concept in a simple language? Was there anything in particular that you simply lacked the ability to explain? The goal of the Feynman technique is to simplify a complex subject into something that even a child could understand. To get the most of this technique, you need to use it consistently and make it seriously. It actually resembles producing these YouTube videos. You know that I have to explain certain things in this YouTube video, and I have to make sure not to use jargon and keep the explanation short so people don't get distracted. As a result, one of the reasons I enjoy creating these videos, YouTube videos, is that I actually learn a lot about these subjects while doing so. So I explain summary of the books that I have read, or in my IT channel, I explain and teach IT in a very simple language. And I learn so much more along the way. So what tools are available for this? Indeed, one extraordinary instrument is your smartphone. You can call a friend or just try to explain something to them over the phone if you don't have anyone to teach. In conclusion, try to picture yourself explaining what you just learned to a child or someone who is unfamiliar with the subject or topic. The third technique is to avoid doing something, and that is you shouldn't highlight and summarize. There is evidence to suggest that in comparison to other methods of studying, rereading, highlighting, and summarizing are ineffective strategies. Therefore, what tools might you require for this? Active recall and practice tests are two of my favorite two pillars of study. So let me tell you about these two things. Well, taking practice tests is exactly what it is. Taking practice tests. These tests can be questions from your teachers, from online sources, the textbook himself, some questions made by yourself, or maybe question banks in your library. An active recall is the point at which you need to attempt to review something. When you just read or watch a video like this, it takes less brain power than if I asked you to tell me what 5 times 4 is. You probably feel that your brain has to work harder when I ask you to calculate something. Isn't watching this video more easier than your test or assignment? Of course it is. And that means active recall is something that engages your brain to work, therefore things are stored and consolidated. The sixth step is make connections. Additionally, I will make a reference to a theory known as Hebbian here. According to the theory, we are more likely to retain a piece of information over time if we make more connections to it. This is a theory, not a precise science, and there is no evidence to support it. We are more likely to retain information for a long period of time if we were able to connect our memories and ideas together. So how can we make use of this? I like to try to make connection between other topics that I have been learning whenever I'm specifically learning something on a flashcard or something similar. This helps me learn the material better, and hopefully making this information stick for longer if we adhere to Hebbian theory. This approach could also be referred to as chunking, but I will get into that later in this video. The bottom line is that you should make connections in your brain between facts and information, because doing so might make the information last longer. Planning helps me get rid of stress for the next day. This establishes goals that can be carried out and gives me more time to work. Importantly, it also enables me to immediately begin working instead of trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to do today when I wake up in the morning without a plan? Additionally, in general, the more specific your goals and tasks are, the more productive your day and achievements will be. For instance, if you want to study, let's say, constitutional law, I want to study chapter 5 and then chapter 7 today. Or maybe is this better if I study family law today? Or I want to complete some flashcards maybe. This way, you will definitely waste half of your day thinking what to study and what not. And since you don't have any plan, if a friend calls you and asks you, what are you doing today? Let's go out. You cannot answer your friend because you don't know what you're doing. Because you don't have the answer, then you can easily be convinced to skip the lesson, the plan, whatever preparations you have, and go out with your friend. Because as we discussed before, it's much more easier to take these kind of things easy, especially studying easy when you don't have a plan for it. But if you have everything planned, you easily tell your friend that I have the following chapters to read. I have to read Constitutional Law chapters 6 and 7 and 8. I'm sorry, I have to prepare for the exam, and tomorrow I have this plan, and the day after tomorrow I have this plan. Sorry, I have maybe time for you 3 days from now or something, if you have a plan. But if you don't have a plan, then it's all a mess. Personally, I go one step further by planning out my entire week on Friday, or if I miss it on Friday, being busy something, definitely before Sunday. And I use app, OneNote or Notion, mostly OneNote. But yeah, you can use any app to plan your week before. Even sometimes actually I use notebook, a piece of paper, to plan my next week, and then when I have time, I transfer them to my OneNote. In conclusion, try planning your weeks the week before and your days the day before. You will experience less stress as a result, and you will be able to more quickly get started on the things you need to complete that day or week. It is crazy if you don't know that there are memory competitions in which participants must memorize specific orders or as many numbers and things as they can in any given order. These are the techniques of memorization. That thing is memory palace or imagery. The most common and famous one is the palace technique. Let me explain what it is. So right now in my apartment, I do have a picture of everything in my brain. For example, if I am in another country and I left the key of my car somewhere and I am in Canada, I can easily guide my wife through phone where I have put the keys by explaining her step by step. In fact, I have an image of all the little details of every room in my apartment, which is the same for almost all of us. You too as well. I am pretty sure you watching this video, you know, guide somebody in your room or bedroom or living room anywhere. Therefore, I am able to attach particular images or concepts to various areas of these rooms to better memorize and recall different information. Perhaps if I wanted to remember a watermelon, a TV, and a car in that order or something similar, I proceed placing the watermelon in the bedroom, let's say, the TV in my bathroom, and the car in the kitchen. The placements looked silly, isn't it? Yes, that is the point. The sillier, the better, and it's not insufficient to just place those things in normal places that you remember, because you will easily mismatch them. You have to make it happen in an interesting or maybe weird way. And you must make it work with as many senses as possible. Typically, the more absurd they are, the better it is to remember. As I move through the apartment, I might imagine that my car is in the kitchen and blocks my way to cook something. There's a huge watermelon on my bed that I cannot sleep over the bed now. And when I go to take a shower in bathroom, the walls of the shower cabinet are made of LCD TV that I can shower and watch some absurd things. So now when I imagine walking through my apartment's memory palace, I will think, wow, a bathroom with wall-sized TV. Oh, my bed is covered with a huge watermelon. Since my kitchen is blocked with a car, I can't cook and I will starve to death. But there is an issue to remember, that this technique doesn't really work when memorizing concepts. It doesn't work at all in my belief. It only works with particular pieces of data, especially in a sequence order. It's a method for remembering, not analyzing. That is an important issue to keep in mind. Now, Mnemonic Technique. SMART is an acronym that I doubt I will ever forget. During my bachelor degree, I wanted to candidate myself for being the president of the speech or public speaking club. Therefore, I had to write a 20-page proposal for the Student Affairs Department, and then I had to give a presentation before the student body and the management and etc. I didn't have anyone to help me write proposal, and the deadline was approaching fast. So I started to use Mnemonic Technique, first to learn proposal writing, then start writing proposal, and then etc. and etc. So the first thing I learned in this process was the acronym SMART. Like S stands for specific, M for measurable, A for achievable, R for relevant, and T for time bound. So acronym is the use of the first letter of a word or a group of words to recall specific information. Back to the story, I should tell you that using Mnemonic Technique saved my day and I learned how to write proposal just like eating a piece of cake. Delicious. Finally, we have another technique called chunking, which essentially entails chunking, breaking up information into smaller, more manageable blocks or pieces. Which method do you believe is simpler for you to remember these random 0093711325366 or 0093711325366? You can refer these kind of digits to, for example, phone numbers like, let's say, the country code, local code, number. It's easier to do chunking. Lovely friends, this is it. Those were several techniques that I have used consistently in the past 8 years of my bachelor and 2 master degrees. I have learned that these have helped me immensely with my performance, with my understanding and retaining information in the long run. I hope you liked the tips and the experiences that I shared. Thank you for watching this episode of productivity and note-taking. If you learned from this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel to boost the algorithms to spell its magic on my channel. If you like this kind of video, you might like to subscribe to my weekly newsletter, and this is like an email that I send every week on Monday. I share summary of the books that I read and tips like this sort of stuff. And at the moment, it has got about 10,000 plus subscribers in the mailing list. So if you would like to join this community of amazing 10,000 people and more and get a weekly email from me every week on Monday, then have a look at it and I will put the link in the descriptions below. It's free, and if you don't like it, you can unsubscribe easily at any time. Thank you once again, and you can see videos on the screen. You can click on another video to watch another experience of mine. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.